Spirit fam, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a monthly October message for all of the Capricorns out in the collective. If you are coming back to the channel, welcome back. I am so grateful to have you here and I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, and a sound healing practitioner. So without further ado, Capricorn, let's go ahead and dive right into your October message. So Capricorn, we are starting out with shield yourself. Next, we have relationship. And last but not least, we have the message children. Okay, Capricorn. We're going to start at the heart of your reading here that really references and speaks about relationships. Now, the message on this card says your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you here, Capricorn, and just sort of tell you the first impression that sort of came up when I flipped the cards over. So initially, I really felt that this was going to really speak about a relationship outside of yourself that involved children, and it was really about you needing to protect yourself. While I do feel that that is the case and that is the primary message here, Capricorn, I do sort of feel that there is more in-depth information pertaining to that. So I feel that primarily whatever relationships you currently have in your life at this point, Capricorn, you're needing to really protect yourself and shield yourself. And I feel that the important thing here is recognizing that no matter what kind of a relationship you are in, it is important that you put value and worth in yourself in that relationship just as much as you put value and worth in the other individual involved in that relationship. Now, I say that because a lot of times we tend to become very codependent. We become very attached to the people in to the people that we're in a relationship with. Whether this is friendships, whether this is romantic, platonic, it doesn't matter. We still build attachments to certain specific individuals. Now, the shield yourself really is asking you to shield yourself, protect yourself, be very aware of how you primarily feel triggered or how you feel hurt, that sort of thing. Because I feel that whatever is going on in regards to the relationships, it could be that maybe you built a certain belief about relationships when you were young, when you were a child. Maybe that's how you saw relationships, and that is just sort of what you believe relationships should be. But I feel that your primary message here is really about learning to trust yourself in a relationship and recognizing that you have to build a better relationship with yourself to know what it is exactly that you need and how to better protect yourself so that you don't become too codependent or too attached to someone and not really rely yourself. Because I feel a lot of times when we become too attached to certain specific individuals in a relationship, we lose parts of ourselves. We get lost in the experience of having that relationship that we forget how to nurture ourselves, care for ourselves, love ourselves, that sort of thing. So Capricorn, let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot here. Because while I do feel that your message here, it really speaks about you needing to have a better relationship with yourself. You need to learn how to protect yourself, learn how to be aware to read the signs when it comes to relationships, but I feel there's more. So we're starting off with the moon here, and this is basically you needing to be more aware of your own intuitive gut. Okay. Now, the message here with the moon says the opportunity to improve your plans, listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, and face your fears and grow stronger. So I ultimately feel here, Capricorn, that the moon often shows to us or represents the secrets that we often want to hide from ourselves, right? So, but the moon illuminates all of the things that are often in the dark, that sort of need to be illuminated so that we could truly find our way and move along the path that we're meant to go on. So I feel that when it comes to relationships for you here, Capricorn, it's important that you improve those relationships in the best way that is beneficial for you. It's not that you're being selfish in these relationships. It's just that you need to start trusting yourself. You need to start listening to your gut instincts when your gut sort of gives you that advice that you need. Your next card is the 10 of Ariel, which says there's so much to be grateful for, financial success, and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So I feel that and I feel for some of you, this is going to involve children, right? And for some of you, it's not. And it's just going to basically be, that family that you build when you're building relationships. So I feel that for you going forward this month, it's really about you evaluating the relationships that you have in your life here, Capricorn, really taking inventory of which relationships are good for you and which ones are not, which ones you really need to maybe step away from. You need to see a little bit more clearly and really trust your gut instincts on how that relationship is benefiting you and if it's really good for you in a higher aspect. I feel that overall, when you learn to shield yourself and protect yourself and cut yourself off from certain relationships that are not healthy for you, then you will be able to start seeing other relationships flourish in that aspect here with this 10 of Ariel. Because I do feel that the more that you focus on types of relationships that are giving, that are equal, that are receptive or reciprocal in some way, those relationships flourish and they start to blossom and grow. Okay. So I feel that that is really important for you here. I think a lot of times too, it can be difficult, especially if this requires you to sort of walk away from family members that are not good for you in the long run. That can be very difficult, right? And that often requires you to make a very hard decision here with the 2 of Michael, right? I think a lot of times when we are sort of put in a situation or in a position where we have to make a choice, we tend to overanalyze. We make things a lot more complicated than it really is, but it's understanding that we have to sort of come to a decision that is for our highest good, right? And sometimes that means that there has to be a compromise. There has to be a conversation. 2 people need to come together and talk it out in a way that is healthy and reasonable, not manipulative or argumentative in any way. It's really about making sure that both parties are being heard and being seen. And as much as I didn't want this to be a relationship talk, I really do feel it is, Capricorn, because I do feel that one of the biggest things that's going to be coming up for us in the upcoming year is going to be relationships and how those relationships harmonize with our highest self. And are they really contributing to us in a way that is helping us become more in alignment with who we really are? Or are we still compromising ourselves or the needs of other individuals to make other people feel more comfortable instead of really truly honoring ourselves? Okay. Your next card is the Six of Ariel. Okay, perfect point to bring up, because the Six of Ariel is really talking about reciprocity. It's really talking about equal fair share and things being balanced, and both parties needing to both give and receive evenly and equally. And it's understanding that, if a relationship is unbalanced, then there really is no benefit. You're not really gaining anything. If you're the only one that's contributing to the relationship, then that relationship in and of itself is not fulfilling to you in any way. It isn't really giving you anything. If anything, it's just depleting. It's taking from you in many ways. So again, when it comes to this month and the relationships that you are going to be focusing on or sort of reviewing this month, Capricorn, you need to really sort of weigh things out, right? Understand that these relationships need to be balanced. They have to be equal. Both parties in this relationship have to contribute to the relationship equally and evenly. And I feel that, you might fall along the lines here where they're not giving to you as much as you are giving to them. And this is why you're needing to evaluate it. This is why this is coming up. Your last and final card is the World. Okay, so that means that this month, Capricorn, you are going to be evaluating all of your relationships. And you're going to be looking at them in a way where you're going to be asking yourself some pretty hard questions. And the questions are really going to be, how is this relationship benefiting me? Is it helping me become a better person? Is it helping me become more in alignment with who I really am? Or am I over-compromising myself to make them feel more comfortable? Like, is this relationship really, more for them than it is for me? And if that is the case, then you're really going to be faced with a hard choice, because the choice is ultimately going to be, you either have a conversation with that individual and say, look, you got to start contributing to the relationship a lot more than what you have been, because I feel like I'm not as important to you as you are to me. And if they're not capable, or if they're not willing to step up to the plate per se, then you have to ultimately make a choice here, Capricorn. You have to decide how much energy and effort you're going to be putting into a relationship that isn't really giving to you. And understand that if that relationship has come to an end, if it has met, if you've gotten what you've needed from that person or that individual or that relationship, or you've learned what you've needed to learn from them, then it's time to close the door. It's time to close the chapter. I do feel that you are now approaching a point in your life here, Capricorn, where you're now going to be closing the door, sort of closing the loop on a lot of relationships that are no longer serving you. I think that's one of the reasons why when we were a lot younger, and our parents used to tell us, don't get so caught up in your friends. Your friends aren't going to be there for you for the rest of your life as you grow. And that is so true, because I can honestly tell you that I am no longer friends with people that I thought were my friends since elementary school. Like, those people, I don't even know where they are, And so as you grow, you make new friends. You end up really truly seeing, people for who they truly are and what they're capable of and what they have to offer. So I feel that, you now have to really, ask yourself, really listen to your intuition and your gut, and really figure out, is this a relationship that I want to have in the future? Is this relationship really going to, grow with me? Or is this relationship really only trying to prevent me from growing any further? I think that's ultimately the big thing for you this month here, Capricorn. So Capricorn, this is your message. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys.